Brooklyn, I guess, Milky Way universe, I want to call it, not USA. But thank you so much for being here at B.A.M. I can't tell you how grateful and how happy and proud I am to be able to stand here before you, a young, poor brown boy from the south side of Williamsburg, to stand on this stage honoring the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. really is something that I don't think in my wildest dreams I ever could have accomplished. So I just want to... acknowledge that we've also been joined by council members Chiose and Sandy Nurse that are also from Brooklyn. I want to make sure that they get their recognition as well. So again, I want to thank the Brooklyn Academy of Music for the opportunity to speak today as we honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One of my main goals as your new borough president is to promote this borough's cultural diversity in the arts, and B.A.M. is a great partner in that work. I'm excited to hear later from today's keynote speaker, Dr. Imani Perry. She has written about politics, hip-hop, race, all things that have had a major impact on me growing up here in Brooklyn. But right now, I want to talk about how we can honor Dr. King's legacy, as his family has called for a day of action for voting rights, and is leading a march in Washington, D.C. as we speak. As his son, Martin Luther King III said, today is a day on, not a day off. Here in the city of New York, I am proud to say that we've recently passed the Our City, Our Vote legislation, which I was proud to co-sponsor when I was a city council member. It's the largest expansion of voting rights in the United States in over 50 years, allowing non-citizens to vote in our municipal elections. Yet voting rights and ballot access remain under threat throughout the country, putting the very future of our democracy at risk. Literally, since Reconstruction, there have been forces at work in state and local governments trying to claw back any gains made in civil rights and enfranchisement, and it is still happening today. Just last week in Texas, it became illegal for an elected official to promote voting by mail. Georgia's 2021 election law changes were so restrictive that the Justice Department sued, and now the Republican leaders are looking at new ways to keep black and brown people in disenfranchisement. When Florida voters restored the rights to vote to previously incarcerated people, the state's Republican governor and legislature intervened to require fees that echo Jim Crow poll taxes. Even here in New York City, last Friday, Republicans filed a lawsuit to stop the Our City, Our Vote legislation from being implemented. But we can't let this happen. Martin Luther King Jr. said, when people get caught up with that which is right and they are willing to sacrifice for it, there's no stopping points short of victory. There is no stopping. Let this remind us that we have to defend what we believe in by standing with all of our allies all over the country to demand the passage of the national voting rights legislation and to support local efforts on the ground to enfranchise voters of color. And here at home, as a borough president, I will do everything I can to defend the historic Our City, Our Vote law and ensure that it is fully implemented throughout Brooklyn and the rest of New York City. I will support reforms to our board of elections and policies like same-day voter registration, no excuse absentee ballots, better working conditions for poll workers, and more efficient voting procedures so that you don't have to wait in line all day just to cast a ballot. Martin Luther King Jr. called American democracy a dream unfulfilled. Let us honor him by working together every day to fulfill that dream. Thank you. Been joined by Council Member Shahana Hanif as well, and I get the distinct pleasure of introducing you to the council member that represents this district in Brooklyn, my sister, Crystal Hudson.